Around 11 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, July 25, 2023, Dallas police were tracking a stolen U-Haul truck in the 9600 El Centro Drive area. The driver was identified as Ryan Taylor, 41. What seemed like a routine vehicle recovery took a few seconds to explode.
Westbound Finesse?
Going westbound on Finesse towards Marsh Lane.
Northbound on Post?
Just turned northbound on Post.
You have Chase?
10-4, he rammed a cover vehicle.
Fuck!
Shit! Delta 581, we're about to be going under Northwest Highway on DNT. Looks like one of their back tires is going to give out.
Which one? On the right or left?
My side. We're still southbound on Dallas North Tollway.
Fuck, dude.
We just crossed over Inwood. I think it's Inwood or Lovers.
I have no idea. You got your seatbelt?
Yeah.
Coming up Mockingbird over here.
We're coming up to the Mockingbird exit.
Instead of surrendering, Taylor deliberately accelerated, drawing police into a chase lasting approximately 13 minutes through several busy Dallas streets and onto the Dallas North Tollway. Taylor continuously sped up, intentionally crashing into at least 13 other vehicles, completely disregarding the safety of other road users. The large, heavy truck, weighing tons, was no longer just a means of transportation. It had become a deadly threat moving in broad daylight when the streets were still crowded with traffic.
A little bit? Oh, fuck, where are we at? Still going southbound on DNT.
Yeah, somebody can get me that plate so I can put the registration info on there.
I don't have.
We need to notify the tollway of what kind of vehicle, etc.
26 for long U-Haul.
Okay, thank you.
I think the call is holding. He's with us.
You're okay, go take fill out the access team. I am John 08660.
Copy.
What is this exit? Fuck.
And now you're gonna take it.
We're in the exit lane for Wycliffe. Just took the Wycliffe exit. Gonna be going westbound at 2500 Wycliffe. Coming up to me. Please don't fuck up, sir. Don't fuck up. Don't be stupid.
Fuck.
Oh my god!
North 6700.
The chase ultimately ended at the 7200 block of Lemon Avenue, when the U-Haul crashed into two other vehicles on the road, lost control, and slammed into a tree, coming to a complete stop. But even when the vehicle was no longer moving, Taylor didn't stop. He abandoned the vehicle, ran toward a private hangar, and during the pursuit, Taylor turned back and fired 2 shots at the officers. Faced directly with a deadly weapon, Officer Kenan Craven was forced to return fire, striking Taylor in the leg and ending the threat.
Shut fire! Drop the fucking gun! Drop the fucking gun! Show me your fucking hands! Show me your fucking hands! Crawl out here! Crawl out here! Crawl out here! Lay on your fucking stomach! Lay on your fucking stomach! Put your arms out! Do not fucking move! Do not fucking move!
Show me your hands! Ready?
Don't rush it. Where's the gun? Behind him.
All right, crawl forward towards us. Crawl towards us. Keep coming. You ready? Okay. Keep coming. All right, are we ready? You ready? Keep coming. Keep
point.
coming. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Ryan Taylor was subdued shortly afterward. Police quickly applied a tourniquet to control the bleeding and provided first aid at the scene before transporting the suspect to a local hospital. Authorities recovered the firearm used by Taylor, which was confirmed to be stolen. Taylor now faces multiple serious charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, assault on a law enforcement officer, and unlawful use of a motor vehicle. Notably, no police officers or civilians were injured despite the brutality, chaos, and violent nature of the entire incident. After an armed robbery in Douglas County, DeKalb County, Georgia, Georgia police received a report about a bold robbery at the AT&T store on Thornton Road. The suspects were accused of threatening employees at gunpoint and stealing multiple iPhones, including iPhones, before fleeing the scene in a white Kia. One of the suspects was identified as Quantaris Smith, a DeKalb County native and former NFL player, who previously played as a defensive end for the Denver Broncos. As soon as the suspect vehicle was spotted, police immediately initiated a pursuit.
Get on the ground!
On October 1, 2025 in Miami-Dade County, Florida, a police officer spotted a white Honda speeding in the emergency lane of Interstate 95 near the Northwest 151st Street area. The driver was identified as Abel Campos, 19, a resident of Hialeah. The vehicle was not only exceeding the legal speed limit, but was also dangerously weaving between active traffic. When the officer activated lights and sirens to conduct a traffic stop, the young driver accelerated and fled instead of complying. The pursuit grew even more dangerous when Campos entered an active construction zone containing loose gravel and debris, heavy machinery, and rough, unfinished road surfaces. In this area, the Honda was violently jolted, with moments where the tires even left the ground. Campos then turned the vehicle around and drove the wrong way on the interstate, placing other motorists in extremely dangerous situations.
135th Street. Expecting 95th Street, but we got on the camera at 135th.
Faced with Campos' escalating recklessness, police made the decision to intervene directly and eliminate the ongoing threat. An FHP patrol unit executed a pit maneuver, making controlled contact with the Honda. The impact caused the vehicle to lose control, spin sideways, and come to a complete stop. Officers immediately moved in, drew their firearms, and issued loud commands instructing the driver to raise his hands, exit the vehicle, and lie face down on the roadway. Campos complied and was taken into custody and handcuffed without further resistance or conflict. When questioned about why he fled, Campos appeared confused and was unable to provide a clear explanation. The suspect was later transported to a detention facility and now faces charges including fleeing and attempting to elude police at high speed and reckless driving, resulting in property damage. On February 20th, 2021, at approximately 8:42 p.m., Trooper Zachary Walker was traveling northbound when he observed a white Audi sedan accelerate quickly, clocking it at 83 mph in a 55 mph zone. He initiated a traffic stop and the Audi initially pulled over. But as the trooper exited and began a passenger side approach, the Audi fled.
42 Bravo 1.
42 Bravo 1, guys.
There's people setting off fireworks in that general area.
Be taking a left onto Cuba. With him at 56, coming up to 52nd now.
The vehicle ran multiple stop signs without slowing. The trooper attempted a pit near Ward Street, but had to back off due to a stopped sedan he couldn't see. The Audi continued west on 52nd Street, braking aggressively multiple times to try to cause a collision. While traveling over a speed hump, the trooper's patrol car bottomed out, damaging the oil pan.
Make contact with him on the right. He's right side here.
After the pit, the Audi rotated counterclockwise approximately 450 degrees, while sliding northbound and struck an approaching sedan. The trooper observed the driver, later identified as Devontae Hankerson, fleeing eastbound on foot. The passenger, Tori Haw, stated she was extremely afraid and didn't want to be in the vehicle. Savannah officer Alan Contras found Hankerson lying in a nearby woodline. Haw stated Hankerson had been smoking marijuana while driving. Hankerson refused a blood test and was charged with DUI, fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, and drug possession. What do you get when you mix a loud Dodge Charger, an exhibition of speed, and a driver who thinks he can outrun Florida Highway Patrol? A multi-ID chase that ends with burglary charges and a hiding spot in someone's backyard. On December 17, 2023, a trooper was entering his vehicle after stopping at the racetrack when he heard a vehicle with an aftermarket exhaust system making excessive noise traveling westbound. The trooper spotted two newer Dodge Chargers. He waited for the westbound light to turn green and not only heard, but also witnessed a light gray Dodge Charger perform an exhibition of acceleration as it sped past another dark gray Charger, continuing westbound. The driver, later identified as Jalen Camaria Davis, was driving like a maniac. At high speeds, he sped past every vehicle in front of him. The trooper lost sight of him, but with help from other units in the area, he was able to take the primary position once again after 5 minutes.
Charlie, confrontation.
Davis and his passenger exited, and Davis ran eastbound through multiple backyards. Officer Sanchez of Palm Beach Gardens PD found Davis hiding in bushes on private property. Davis had entered the victim's property without permission, passing through a 6-foot wooden fence. He was arrested and booked for burglary, fleeing and eluding at high speeds, hit and run, no license, driving with a suspended license, and reckless driving. It was January 16th, 2021, when a trooper was participating in a supervisory approved road check in Talbot County when a black Hyundai Elantra traveling east began approaching. The driver stopped in the road before reaching the trooper. He instructed her to pull forward and she complied but stopped short again. After instructing her again, she passed by with the driver's side window a quarter of the way down. The driver failed to stop and continued fleeing east on Georgia 96. As they entered Taylor County, the driver was all over the two eastbound lanes, traveling from fog line to fog line and riding in the center at a high rate of speed. But with not many cars on the road at the time, troopers saw their chance and were just waiting for the perfect timing. The trooper exited his patrol vehicle and drew his weapon. He instructed the driver to exit the passenger side, and she complied. The driver, identified as Bethany Deal, was placed under arrest without further incident. She stated she fled because she didn't have a driver's license and the vehicle had no insurance. The trooper detected a strong odor of marijuana, and she admitted smoking marijuana about 30 minutes prior. She agreed to a blood test and stated it would come back positive for marijuana. Dowell was transported to Talbot County EMS station for a blood draw and then to Talbot County Jail. On September 23, 2024, dispatch notified troopers that Sequoia County, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma Highway Police were in pursuit of two vehicles heading eastbound on I-40, entering Arkansas. Trooper advised he was trailing one of the suspect vehicles, a black Chevrolet Tahoe, eastbound on I-40 at speeds over 100 millimeters. Trooper Williams attempted TBI, but the suspect slammed on the brakes, causing Williams to rear-end the suspect vehicle, rendering his patrol unit inoperable. Another trooper assumed the primary role. The Tahoe reached speeds exceeding 130 mph, traveling eastbound on U.S. Highway 64. As they entered Alma, Officer Colton Gregory of Alma PD successfully deployed spike strips, disabling the front left tire.
He's in another vehicle. We're right here at the school. He lost the tire, I believe.
10-4 at the middle school.
Secondary.
10-4, 115, your secondary for the front.
Get up there! Go!
8-4 behind you, 10-4.
Six, is he on the rim? I think.
He's on the rim. Every time I try for a hit, there's a car coming. There's a tractor up here, be careful.
We're making a turn. He's correct that.
The suspect, later identified as Derek Scrutter, fled on foot through several backyards, entered a garage, and attempted to steal a vehicle. He fled into a nearby tree line, jumped over a fence, and was ordered to the ground, at which point he complied. Upon securing Scrutter, troopers searched his vehicle and found 2 locked suitcases. Inside, 15 large bundles of methamphetamine and a kilo of fentanyl. Additionally, $4,300 in cash was found on his person. The second vehicle's driver, Matthew Bunch, was taken into custody. Bunch had been tailing Scrutter to distract officers. And after all that, Derek Scrutter was sentenced to life in prison for drug trafficking after this police chase that ended near Elma School. On April 29, 2025, at approximately 9:54 p.m., Corporal Dustin Arnold was patrolling Interstate 30 eastbound near the 95-mile marker when he observed a black SUV displaying paper tags that were not properly affixed. He initiated a traffic stop by activating his emergency lights near the 96-mile marker. The vehicle failed to yield, prompting him to activate his siren and notify Troop K he was in pursuit.
Public service was at Spring County.
The suspect vehicle began fleeing at high speed, using the shoulder to pass motorists. The driver exited at mile marker 106 and turned left onto U.S. Highway 67 northbound, continuing to drive recklessly on the 2-lane highway.
Taking the 106.
Got anybody with you yet?
looks like Troop A may be with me now.
10-4. That 13 unit. I'm eastbound at the 120. Adam 10, are you direct on Troop K? 2-4, I'm direct on Troop K.
Passing the 121. Hey, get up there with it. Go ahead.
Past the 124, speeds over 15. Lines up a little bit, I've got it. Traffic to the right, we're clear.
Near the 120 member marker, Trooper Tree Davis joined and assumed the primary position, and Trooper First Class Corbin Freeman positioned his vehicle ahead near the 125 meter marker with emergency lights activated, attempting to reduce the suspect's speed. The end for this suspect had never been this close. Now was the time for the troopers.
In the 33, roll over.
The suspect, identified as Milton Ellis Jr., fled on foot into dense brush south of the roadway and was later apprehended by ASP troopers. One trooper sustained a hand injury as Ellis resisted arrest. Inside the suspect's vehicle, troopers located a red backpack containing a revolver. The firearm had been reported stolen out of Memphis, Tennessee. Ellis was transported to the Hart Hospital, where he received stitches to his face and left arm, then transported to Saline County Jail. He was charged with 10 offenses, including felony fleeing with substantial danger, possession of a firearm by a certain person, theft by receiving a firearm, second-degree battery, felony resisting arrest, and driving on a revoked license.